The girl had a sudden whim. She stuck her half-eaten popsicle in the horse's mouth. To her surprise, it swallowed the whole thing, leaving only the stick. Tearing open another, she took a bite, then fed it to the horse again. Down it went in one gulp. The girl was delighted. She stuck the sticks in the ground, unaware this small act of kindness would bring an unexpected turning point for her family. Kale was born on the town's only horse farm. She adored horses from a young age, but the once thriving stables now stood empty. One day, hearing about a big race, Kale ran to her dad, begging him to take her. Seeing her pitiful look, he agreed.
All right, get in. I won't be late.
Finally, Kale smiled. Her father was a horse trainer. His horse, Sonia, was set to compete. He hoped for a strong finish, but before the race, he noticed Sonia's right foreleg kept kicking erratically. For safety, he advised his boss to switch horses, fearing it could harm Sonia. But the boss only saw dollar signs. He yelled that today's race was a must-win.
Look, she's a nice horse, and I've spent millions of dollars developing a stable of horses for Prince Tariq so they can beat his brother. Now, I know you've got big plans, but just do your job. Daily maintenance, overseeing the workouts, your job.
Helpless, Cone looked at Sonia with regret. Following orders, he put her in the starting gate. As it flew open, the horses burst from the line. For Kale, her first time at the track felt like a grand celebration. Sonia took the lead as expected. But then disaster struck. Sonia fell. Tests showed a fracture in her right foreleg. For a racehorse, a broken leg was a death sentence. Her future seemed doomed. Yet the boss pinned all blame on Cone.
I warned you she wasn't right. You put saddle on.
What?
Wait a minute, look, I understand. It's sad when these things happen in the racing business.
Then you just knowingly kill a $750,000 athlete.
Though Sonia was once worth $750K, the boss ordered the vet to put her down. Cone snatched the paperwork.
You don't care about anybody, do you?
Horses or people.
Find a new job.
You firing me?
That's right.
Faced with the boss's cruelty, Cone demanded his $9K salary, unpaid for 3 months. The boss only offered $6K. Just then, Cone heard Sonia's cries. He made a choice that would change her fate. Giving up his back pay, he only wanted to take Sonia.
$6,000 and a dead horse, and I never have to hear from you again?
That's right.
Take the money.
The boss never imagined this rash decision would become his life's regret. Cone brought Sonia home in the pouring rain. His dad saw her as just an old horse, figuring even if healed, she'd barely survive a few years, but Cone was determined to keep her. The next day, he split the $6K between 2 friends he'd left in a bind. They were baffled. What was the point in saving a horse that could never race again? Just then, Cone's dad walked in with an unexpected question.
You know who this horse was sired by? Dreamcatcher. You know who that was?
Turns out, Cone's insistence on saving Sonia wasn't impulsive. She was the offspring of the legendary racehorse Dreamer, who won 7 races straight, earning over $3 million. If they could heal Sonia and breed her, they might raise champion foals worth up to $300K. This news ignited everyone's enthusiasm. They began treating Sonia, using steel rods to stabilize her leg, suspending her in a sling to heal. Kay was filled with concern. Every day after school, she'd rush to the stable, peering at Sonia over the fence. To get a better look, she brought over a metal drum to stand on. But as she watched Sonia intently, she lost balance and fell. Sonia got spooked. Hearing the commotion, her dad hurried over. After making sure Kale and Sonia were okay, he demanded to know what she'd done.
She's not a pet, Kale. She's what I do for work now, so you're gonna have to leave her be, all right?
His scolding drove a wedge between them. For years, her father had been consumed by work, never truly listening to his daughter's dreams. Kale's retreating figure hid a yearning for paternal love that perhaps only Sonia could understand. Late that night, unable to rest easy, Kale snuck out the window. Fearing the stairs would wake her parents, she jumped from the 2nd floor onto a haystack below. Grabbing 2 of her favorite popsicles from the fridge, she ran to the stable. Peering at each other through the cracks, she shared her beloved treat with Sonia. But Kale didn't know her dad had been lying in the stable all along, watching. He didn't stop this moment of bonding. Perhaps only then did he realize his daughter's inner world needed more attention. He began having heart-to-hearts with her. Their relationship blossomed. After 3 months of diligent care, Sonia could finally stand steady. The vet said she'd recovered well, enough to consider finding her a mate. Cone immediately called a friend, hoping to find Sonia some purebred stallions. His buddy soon found a prospect, but when a seemingly ordinary colt was let out, Kale couldn't help but question if this little thing could really do the job. Cone just smiled. He knew it was his friend's idea of a joke. Sure enough, out came a horse. Tall, powerful, rippling with muscle. But when his friend named the stud fee, Cone's grin froze.
And you got to send me half of the $15,000 by the end of the week.
That's $15,000.
He didn't have that kind of cash. In desperation, he offered a share of the future foal to cover the fee, but his friend was just an average worker. He couldn't make that call. In the end, father and daughter left defeated. That night, Cohn made a tough choice. He decided to sell the abandoned racetrack to pay for Sonia's breeding. When his dad found out, he handed over his entire life savings, telling Cohn to follow his heart. Just when it seemed things would work out, the vet delivered devastating news. Sonia's old boss, obsessed with speed, had her spayed long ago. In that moment, Calla made a bold move. She mounted Sonia and began to gallop. Would she save Sonia? This movie is called Dreamer, inspired by a true story.